All right, your task is that you are going to be working with the segments. So the first thing you are going to do, so in this first box, this is the example. So you don't need to fold your paper over. This is just how it is. A segment has essentially a whole bunch of dots. But very specifically, they have a beginning and an end dot, so they have on each side of it. And we use capital letters all the time. So if I just want to look at the beginning and end, I might say E here and F here. Or you could have multiple points on a line if you want. You could say W, X, and Y. So there may be segments that have 2 points and nothing really shown in the middle. Or you might have 2 points with a whole bunch of stuff in the middle. You just don't know the situation, and it's not going to be the same every single time. All right, so if I'm going to be talking about this first segment I drew for the symbol, what you're doing is you're drawing a little notation above it. So if you said EF with a little segment on top, if you want to put endpoints on it, you're welcome to. Now, on the other hand, who's to say E to F and F to E? I could name it either way. So when you're asked to name a segment, you can choose which point you want to start with and which point you want to end with. Now, the characteristics are you can measure the length. So you measure the length of a segment. You know the beginning and the end. So you say from here to here, it's like coming to school. So if you live a certain place and you come to school, you might measure that out or use Google Maps and say, how far is this? And they might say 0.2 of a mile. So it's measurable. You know the beginning and the end. So there's a definite beginning and end point. Okay, so there's specific measured length because there's a definite beginning and end point. We're going to use capital letters all the time. So never have a lowercase letter on a line as a beginning or the end. Now, every once in a while you might see something like this. And they'll do this thing we call cursive. You may or may not have done it in elementary anymore. This would be line L. They would just use the cursive, and this would be the whole thing. This is how we would identify it. So take that information back to your group.